Hey everyone, I'm glad to be talking to y'all on another beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm feeling pretty good, actually. Today I just want to talk about what I'm hoping to do in the coming weeks. Probably starting after Tuesday because I got to get a bunch of stuff done before then. So better start off on a point where I have more time, have more motivation to go through. Um, Now, a little backstory before I get more into this. I have always been someone who I try to, when I set my mind to do something, I really want to push through and get that finished results. This has been from everything from my stints in film, which I want to get back into, creating short films, creating a documentary when I was down in Nicaragua, uh, all the way up to running and successfully being elected to a public office. So being a state representative. Um, I've always just really when I get there, I want that drive and I want to push forward. And this has functioned for almost every single thing that I've put my mind to, except for one thing, and that has been fitness. Now, I've been in relatively decent shape for most periods of time. I would get out of shape occasionally, and then I push myself to get back into shape. But I've recently gotten probably more out of shape than I have in a while. I'll post pictures with this as I start this journey that I want to go on to. But the thing is that I've always wanted to get in like amazing shape, and I've never gotten to that point. Like I've always wanted to try to go for the six pack and to really bring myself down to a healthy level, or to go beyond healthy and just to really get into spectacular level. And I've never made it to that thing. I think it's been a lot of times where it would become harder. I know specifically in recent times it's been more difficult because I would do a lot of traveling because being in a college that's kind of in the middle of nowhere, I'd have to travel multiple hours to see family, to see my girlfriends, and when you can't control as much of with food and such, and when you're by yourself a lot, it can get really depressing and it makes things more rough. So I would just constantly, I'd get to a good point, and then through the influences around me, it would just make it so much harder, and I would fail. I would just break down off of it and not achieve the length that I wanted to achieve. But now, as you can probably see, I am in finally this apartment, amazing apartment with my girlfriends. I am going to be starting my first after college job in a couple weeks, and I have that control and being able to have the ability to get a full routine in and to stick better to that routine. And I'm excited because from here I'm announcing I really, really want to start a fitness transformation. And I want to get myself in the best shape of my life. And I've been looking a lot at different ways with this. I know Alton Brown was a good inspiration on this too, because he's someone who gained like a decent amount of weight and then lost it off just through good food. And he like had set lists, and feel free to check this out too. The videos are definitely online. He had like a set list of foods that he would eat every day, foods that he'd have to eat like three times a week, foods he can only have once a week, and foods he could never have. And the never have was like the ones you normally predict. So fast food, your diets, foods, your processed canned food, things like that. And I enjoy the way he did that, so I want to incorporate that as the fundamental of my diet plan. I'm also to the most success I've ever had in getting more fit was actually when I went vegan. And one of the bigger reasons why is because my foods that I struggle with tend to be more issues with dairy. I would tend to binge eat a lot on ice cream and pizza. So those are like my big two. And a lot more fried foods, which again, you can have French fries as vegan, but when I was doing vegan, I was really focusing on like what they were using to fry the foods with, and it limited me down, which, and again, a lot of people are uncomfortable with limitations because they're like, oh, well, that just shuts down so much of what you can have, and it like really makes things difficult. I'm like, yes, but when you have too much choice, your brain goes haywire and you're more likely to make a bad choice because you get into what I call a routine cycle where you get the same thing every time that you can't choose. So let's say that I was going to go to a restaurant and like an Applebee's or something like that. Normally I would just go for a burger and fries. It's my go-to food. Go for it. If I'm not going to check out the entire menu, if it's a place where there's not really like a specialty or anything. So I think that when you can limit yourself to, in a way, like with vegan, just limiting yourself to this set thing, you are more likely to be able to make really good food choices. And does that mean sometimes you're going to have not as flavorful experience in some restaurants? Yes. However, this further encourages you to cook more. And then when you do want to go out, the places that do serve vegan food may be more expensive, but you'll enjoy them more because you aren't going out as much. So you get those treat foods, but at the same time you're still cooking more, buying good ingredients, which saves you more money. It all cycles through. And then for the fitness aspect, I'm doing the research again, and I want to see like what's the best way to go for getting to where I want to get to. I'm not currently in the best financial state to quickly join a gym. I know that once I'm able to pay down my credit card debt and get myself into the swing of things, it will be a consideration. But for now, I think I can go with body weight workouts and go with all of that and push myself just to get that kickstart. But I'm excited that this is something I want to be going forward to do, and I wanna do something that a lot of people really haven't done. Like I wanna full out go with some of the old. You know what? I won't tell you too much about that. I won't tell you too much about what my goal is in some of this because I want it to be a surprise. But let me just say I wanna go for something that is a little different from the average fitness transformation. But yeah, I'm pushing this goal forward. I also have some other stuff I still want to do. Still want to do some film stuff. Uh, I'm thinking about maybe doing like a horror channel dealing with like real life horror stuff, along with movie talk and such. So I'll be bringing that stuff out, and I'll keep updated with that. But I'm really I want to put myself in the best place I've been in my entire life. And now, and in this place, I think is the time to do it. So, yeah, that's today.